I wanted to provide a pond update because you see a lot of pond build videos, but then you don't see a few weeks later what it's starting to look like. They always look great when you first build them. And then a month or two later, I started getting dirt and sludge and these little red wormy things in the water, and I started panicking and like, what am I doing wrong? And then you just realize this is a living thing and I need to develop the right ecosystem for the water to thrive. Right now, I've got this gunk, sludge, mud, I don't know what it is, but it's gunk and it's all over the rocks. And so right now I'm trying to combat that. I've done that by putting carbon in the filter, a big bag of carbon, and then I have these bacteria packets that I'm dropping in once a week. And the water has cleared up, but it continues to be a bit gunky, but it said the bacteria will take possibly a couple months to take effect. So I'm just gonna keep putting that in there and hope that that sludge eventually goes away. I also wonder, because I have these two different lily pad plants planted in the bottom, especially this dwarf species, which they had me, actually you can see a worm in there right now. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a worm swimming in there. But I don't know if that big bag of dirt is contributing to all this gunk, nutrients and resources for this gunk to thrive. I don't know, I'm not a scientist, this is just me thinking out loud. Speaking of the lily pads, I talked about dwarf species and shallow ponds. Well, the $8 Menards lily pad that I got, that said wouldn't grow in anything shallower than like 3 feet, is actually doing great and doing better than the dwarf species that I spent a lot more money on. So maybe an $8 lily pad from Menards is all you need in a shallow pond. The other thing is you always see people put little strips of moss on rocks in their pond builds. Well, I did that, and I don't know if you can see it, but it died almost immediately. And I think it's because my pond is in the sun most of the day and moss doesn't usually like sun. So what I've done instead is I went to the store and I bought some creeping Jenny. You can get it at Home Depot for $4 a plant, $5 a plant, something like that. But all you do is you strip the dirt off. It'll have these long roots. Just make sure the roots are in the water, and then so far I've had these in for over a week. They haven't died, they seem to be doing quite well, and I'm hoping they kind of spread a little bit. I'd also like to point out that the sweet flag that I put in the pond has done very well. It's growing quite fast, so sweet flag is indeed a good pond plant. And then the last thing about the pond is the skimmer gets kind of gross. You got to clean that fairly regularly. I have two different of the filter pads. These, I bought a second one so I can take one out, clean it, and then just pop the other one in. But the skimmer gets pretty nasty and the pump gets kind of nasty. So just know you'll have to clean that sometimes. So that's the latest on the pond. I'll let you know if anything else interesting develops. We did have a frog move in temporarily, but my wife was poking it with a stick, not in a mean way, just trying to draw it out of a hole so she could hold it. But it didn't like being poked, and I think it moved out. So we'll have to wait for another one to come by, and hopefully we don't poke it and scare it off. But besides that, if I'm able to get it more clean, and if the lily pads continue to grow, I'll provide an update on that.